Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There was strong indication today that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would respond to the motion of thanks on the President's address. That did not happen. After repeated disruptions, the Lok Sabha convened at 5 p.m. when the Prime Minister was expected to speak. But almost immediately, the Congress and other opposition MPs stormed the well of the House, waving placards and shouting slogans. Within minutes, proceedings were adjourned yet again. Immediately, the narrative shifted to PM Dar Gaye. The government strongly rejected that charge. It said that the opposition deliberately disrupted proceedings and behaved in an irresponsible and unparliamentary manner. According to the government, women MPs from the opposition benches moved to the area directly in front of the Prime Minister's seat, carrying posters and raising slogans, forcing the adjournment. Listen in.
सत्ता पक्ष की जहां गृह मंत्री जी बैठते हैं, रक्षा मंत्री जी बैठते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री जी बैठते हैं, उस तरफ क्यों आते हैं? और वो उसके चेतावनी के बाद भी आज सारी महिलाएं, आपने देखा होगा, कोई प्लान करके आई, ऐसा थोड़ी अचानक आ जाती है। हम हटा रहे थे तो अभी हट भी नहीं रहे थे कि बोला नहीं हम खड़े रहेंगे। ये
डर गए, आने से डर गए सदन में, और उनके रेल मंत्री और निशिकांत जी तो बुलेट ट्रेन की तरह भागे।
क्यों नहीं आया? डर के भाग गया। जो डर गया वो क्या हुआ? वो मर गया।
आप पहली बार देखे होंगे कि बेल से ऊपर आके सत्ता पक्ष की तरफ और प्री प्लान्ड महिलाओं को आगे रख के विपक्ष ने ये कुकृत्य किया, और वो पूरी तरह से था लड़ाई मार झगड़े की।
जब मोदी डरता है सदन को छोड़ के भागता है। वो आज 5 बजे कहने वाले थे, बोलने वाले थे, वो तो आ ही नहीं, डर के मारे भाग गए।
Sources now suggest that the Prime Minister will not allow the Prime Minister to speak in the House either.
हम यहाँ इसलिए खड़े हैं क्योंकि हमें कीमती वोट दिया है हमारे नागरिकों ने, देशवासियों ने। हम समय व्यर्थ करने के लिए यहाँ नहीं आए हैं। हम यहाँ इसलिए खड़े हैं कि उनकी आवाज उठाएं, और हम उनकी आवाज उठाएंगे। और हमारे एलओपी को जब तक बोलने नहीं दिया जाएगा तब
नरवानी जी ने साफ लिखा है इसमें, आई फेल्ट really alone. मैं बिल्कुल अकेला था. I was abandoned by the entire establishment. I was abandoned by the entire establishment.
Viewers, what does the phrase "do as you deem fit" actually mean? Rahul Gandhi claims it shows the government abandoned the army chief. The BJP says it means that forces were given a free hand to take strategic decisions. But what does General Narvane actually say? The book Rahul Gandhi is citing is not yet in the market. The only available reference is a magazine excerpt, and in that article, it is not General Narvane who says he was abandoned by the establishment. That is the author's interpretation. General Narvane is quoted as saying, and I repeat verbatim, with this carte blanche, the onus was now totally on me. Carte blanche means complete freedom to act in the manner he deemed fit. As Rahul Gandhi's spin seemed to be falling flat, Nishikant Dubey unlocked an entire library. He displayed several published books which he said detailed decades of deception, betrayal and corruption of the Nehru-Gandhi family. Understandably, the Congress was upset.
तो इस तरह की जो है सैकड़ों किताब हैं, उसके ऊपर पार्लियामेंट में आप चर्चा करा लीजिए। पार्लियामेंट में चर्चा हो जाएगी तो गांधी नेहरू परिवार का जो मक्कारी का, भ्रष्टाचार का, जो अनैतिक संबंधों का जो जखीरा है, जिसके कारण भारत आज भुगत रहा है, उसका पूरा इतिहास होना चाहिए। और मैं उनसे यही आग्रह करने के लिए आज खड़ा हुआ था।
तमाम फिजूल की बातें ऐसी, फिर वही नेहरू की बातें, फिर नेहरू, फिर नेहरू, फिर सनक है ये। और सनक इसलिए है कि आप देश का ध्यान भटकाना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि अब देश का ध्यान कहाँ गया है। वो जो जनरल साहब हैं, उन्होंने जो कहा आपकी लीडरशिप के बारे में।
As the book battles raged inside Parliament, another face-off brewed outside. While supporting the Congress MPs protesting their suspension, Rahul Gandhi ended up calling former party colleague and current Union Minister Ravneet Singh Bittu a traitor. Bittu, a former Congress colleague who defected or left the Congress to join the BJP ahead of the 2024 elections, retorted by calling Rahul Gandhi Desh ke Dushman, an enemy of the nation. Watch what transpired.
Here is a traitor walking right by. Take a look at your face. That's what it looks like. Hello, brother. My traitor friend. Surrender. Don't worry, you'll come back.
I don't know. Maybe college scenes would be like this, ragging each other. But one sentence that I have a problem. Look at his face. Is this how a leader of opposition should speak to anybody, least of all a minister, a former colleague? Was it a lapse of judgment? How can the grandson of Beant Singh, the former chief minister of Punjab, who was killed by terrorists, be called a traitor? BJP says it isn't an aberration, it is a mindset.
जो पंजाब में इन्होंने हजारों सिखों को और देश के हजारों सिखों को इन्होंने कत्ल करवाया, हमारी मां बहनों से रेप करवाए.
It's a mindset. But just because a person wears a turban and he's left your party, you express it in terms of traitor.
बिट्टू ने गद्दारी की पार्टी के साथ. बिट्टू इतना बड़ा इशू नहीं है देश के लिए. बिट्टू इज नॉट ए मुद्दा. कोई आप कह रहे बिट्टू मुद्दा नहीं, लेकिन बिल्कुल नहीं है. बिट्टू को सिख कितना मानते हैं वो सिखों से पूछ लीजिए आप.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. With more and more evidence of pre-planned disruption emerging, who really is betraying the nation? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Deepak Reddy, National Spokesperson of the Telugu Desam Party, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow at the IPCS, Somnath Bhartiji, former Law Minister and Senior Leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Vivek Silas, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, with me in our studios. But my first question to Sanjay Jha, author and Senior Congress Leader. Sanjay Jha, I just want to ask you, your issues I think they stand where they are, and of course there are issues of the nation that don't even feature on your list of issues. But I want to ask you, just what's going on? Is Parliament a forum to try and start heckling people, to hide behind women with their placards and rush into the well, to completely put every parliamentary procedure on the side and do the debate outside Parliament rather than inside? I just want to know, what is it that we are achieving by doing all of this, and where are the issues of the people of India?
Navika, good evening to you and to all my panelists on the program. There's a simple expectation in any mature parliamentary democracy that the leader of the opposition be allowed to speak. In fact, why just the leader of the opposition? Any member of parliament has a right to speak following whatever other protocols of parliament that one needs to adhere to. Now, the BJP has not allowed Rahul Gandhi to speak. And if you look at the rules like the section 349 that is very often quoted, Rahul Gandhi has every right to talk on national security because it was mentioned in the president's address, and we all know the president's address is drafted by the government. And you also had a BJP MP, Mr. Surya, who, as like all BJP people do, made ridiculous fake charges on nationalism, etc., of the opposition and the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi was making a response to that. It was not some kind of an unprovoked statement. I have read the excerpts of the book as it is, General Narawane's book. He's a general. So I have some very deeply disturbing feelings at the moment. Here is a political party that says we respect the army, but they don't trust India's general. They don't trust India's chief of army staff who was there for over 3.5 years. That's a fundamental question. The question, Navika, is not just whether the book is published or not. Rahul Gandhi, holding the book in his hand, told you that the book is published. It is not allowed at the moment to be sold in India. But here is the point. Why has the book not been allowed to be published and sold? Because this government is sitting on it. It's scared. It is scared of the very general that it says the general praised us, the general praised Mr. Modi's government, in which case it is the ultimate form of hypocrisy that the government of Mr. Modi is not allowing Rahul Gandhi to put a fact on the table. Mr. Modi could have today come and contradicted that. One other point, Navika, very important. I did my homework because I was a spokesperson for a very long time. I heard the BJP go after Rahul Gandhi on this gentleman, Mr. Bittu, who's the minister in the government. And when Rahul Gandhi called him a traitor, he was talking to him as a Congress guy who defected to the BJP. But now, Navika, give me 1 minute. And to the viewers of Times Now, I'll expose to you how the BJP has become such a crude and vulgar party when it comes to lying. You know who insulted the Sikhs, Navika? You know who insulted the most decent Sikh that I can imagine in my life that I've seen in politics? Dr. Manmohan Singh. And guess who insulted him? Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. Let me read out to you what Dr. Manmohan Singh wrote to Prime Minister Modi when during the Gujarat elections in 2017, the BJP and Mr. Modi himself cast aspersions on Dr. Manmohan Singh, calling him a traitor. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 30 seconds. I'm quoting Dr. Manmohan Singh's brief letter. Dear Prime Minister, I am writing this letter to express my deep anguish and disappointment over your ill-informed and unfortunate remarks about me and the former army chief. Your attempt to politicize national security and to level false allegations against me is deeply regrettable and unacceptable. To allege that I was conspiring with Pakistan or compromising the nation's interest is a complete falsehood. No Prime Minister has ever made such baseless charges against a former Prime Minister. These remarks are not only factually wrong, but also lower the dignity of the office you occupy. Navika, last para. Public discourse during elections must remain civil and respectful. It is unbecoming of a sitting Prime Minister to make such insinuations that undermine the integrity of those who have served the nation faithfully. I urge you to retract your statements and apologize to the nation. Yours sincerely, Dr. Manmohan Singh. You want to know who insulted the Sikhs? Who's insulted Dr. Singh? It was Narendra Modi himself. Forget the rest of the BJP.
Sudhanshu
Arrest
Trivedi,
my case.
please respond to Sanjay Jha.
I will respond point by point. It's a very peculiar and unique and a very, you can say, it cannot be explained in the world. The manner in which Sanjay Jha is trying to defend. When General Naravane was army chief, he has given a clear categorical statement that not even one single inch has been lost. Oh, they don't have belief on that. On the issue of Operation Sindoor, when Director General Air Operation, Air Chief Marshal A.K. Bharti statement, no, we cannot believe. When Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Bhumika Singh as Wing Commander Bhumika Singh in prison, no, they don't believe. When it comes to Balakot, again Air Chief gives a statement, they don't believe. On surgical strike, when Director General Military Operations has issued a statement, they don't believe. Rather than they ask for proof. On the contrary, this is the party who has said about General Bipin Rawat when he was army chief as Sadak Chhap Gunda, and their leader Navjot Sidhu has gone to Pakistan और कमर बाजवा की कमर में हाथ डाल रहे थे. गजब. Puppy with Jhappi with Pakistan army chief and Indian army chief is Sadak Chhap Gunda, and so many things from surgical strike to Balakot to Operation Sindoor, even General Naravane when he was party chief, and now you are trying to say it seems as if the devil is trying to give a sermon. Now coming to the point, why he was not allowed. One thing is very clear, anything which is being quoted on the floor of the House has to be substantiated by the fact. And the media reports cannot be considered as fact. The book he has quoted, which is not yet published. Now it is another matter of inquiry that how printed form or it is a PDF converted into a print, whatever it is, that is an altogether a different thing. So that book which doesn't exist, if it is quoted, it is against the procedure. And third thing, Sanjay Jha ji, you are a learned person. You do not know about the Official Secrets Act 1923? If there is a communication between the Army Chief and Raksha Mantri and Pradhan Mantri, how come this comes in the public platform? It's against the national security, and whosoever is trying to do this for their mean political interest is a traitor. Again I'm saying, any communication between the Defense Minister, Prime Minister and the Army Chief at the time of conflict is definitely comes under the Official Secrets Act 1923 and considered as a classified information. And if somebody without any proper source want to quote, it's definitely, it's a matter.
Is the BJP calling General
Naravane? Not General Naravane. General Naravane, as General the statement he has given.
He is quoting General Naravane. क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप?
काहे परेशान?
क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप?
अरे काहे परेशान हो रहे हैं?
नहीं हो रहे,
परेशान काहे हो रहे हैं? अरे जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, किताब तो छपी रही है. जनरल नरावने स्टेटमेंट एज जनरल
आपने छपने नहीं दिया है ना.
यू आर कोटिंग
आप कहे डरे हुए हैं.
Sanjay Jha, General Naravane's statements are in public domain. The sound bites I've made you hear for the last 3 days. अगर आपको अब तक याद नहीं हुई है तो मैं समझ नहीं सकती कि क्यों याद नहीं हुई. 10,000 बार वो स्टेटमेंट के एक भी इंच नहीं गया है, हमने जवाब मुंह तोड़ दिया है. वो statements mean nothing to you. What means to you is the book written by an author in a magazine, and that is what Rahul Gandhi will quote, number one. And you're talking about Sikhs. I am holding this advertisement that was put out by the Congress party. Please see this. The hand here. December 11th, 1984. And what did you say then? Can I have this on the screen as well? Yes. And what was said then in this advertisement that the Congress party put out? They said, will you trust somebody who drives your car? And you said, will the country's border finally be moved to your doorstep? Who were you pointing fingers at? The Sikhs, because this happened right after the Sikh riots. October 31st onwards, December 11th is this advertisement. And what is written in this? It said, in a very public campaign, the discourse that you started was, why should you feel uncomfortable riding in a taxi driven by a taxi driver who belongs to another state? You were creating divides between Punjab and the rest of the country. I want to ask you, Sanjay answer. Who said this about the Sikhs in 1984? This is an ad campaign of the Congress party, and you want to go around the country giving certificates to others?
I will, and I will answer your question. Navika, in all fairness, for a very dispassionate debate, I request you to do me a favor. Please tell your research team to pull out the advertising campaign done by the BJP after the 26/11 terror attack in Mumbai.
You answer 1984 first. Please answer 1984 when you pointed fingers at the Sikh cab drivers. What were you trying to do? Please do not take subterfuge and do not take refuge in BJP ne kiya, maine kiya. Aapne pehle kiya. 1984. Explain this to me.
Let me answer.
Yes, please answer.
Yes.
Not with whataboutery.
Yes, I'm not. I'm answering your question. I'm going to tell in all honesty on your show, I don't approve of that advertising campaign that appeared.
Oh, yeah? Oh, so all of us are supposed to say how holy are you and the Congress, Sudhanshu Trivedi? Dr. Sanjay Jha does not approve. So 1984 mein jo chapa tha, uski approval nahi thi, bhai.
Now, Navika, can I answer? The difference between the BJP and the Congress.
Those who have done utter injustice and dastardly injustice, disrespect to the Sikh tradition. संजय झा जी, ये बताइए, सिख गुरुओं के सर कलम करने वाले लोग, गुरु तेग बहादुर का सर कलम करने वाले लोग, उनके नाम पे दिल्ली में सड़कें क्यों बनाई मेरे भाई? सिख गुरुओं के नाम पे कितनी सड़कें हैं? और उनके पूरे खानदान के नाम पे सड़क है। औरंगजेब रोड का नाम हमने हटाने की कोशिश की थी, जब हमने हटाया, किसने आके छाती पीटी? आपके एमएलए ने, आपके कारपोरेटर ने। उस समय आम आदमी पार्टी में अब चले गए, पहले उस समय कांग्रेस के एमएलए हुआ करते थे, आपके नेताओं ने। और आपने यू ग्लोरिफाइड दोज पीपल इन योर टेक्स्ट बुक एंड you have used the word which was removed by Vajpayee government during 1998, that Guru Tegh Bahadur has created a law and order situation, so it was required to his execution. It was written in NCERT book, which was removed during the Vajpayee regime. क्या बात करते हैं सर? वीर बाल दिवस प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने किया, उससे पहले सिख गुरुओं के हत्यारों को आप महिमा मंडित करते थे. Now you have raised a very appropriate question of 26/11. नाविका जी, I will just quote two quotes. He has, बड़ा मजा आ गया, आपने साहब 26/11 को कोट किया है. Just two sentences. One, 26/11 was done by Hafiz Saeed. This was an official statement of Congress party and the government of India, then government of India, which was of the Congress party. But your leader has said that 26/11 was an RSS conspiracy. Who had made mockery of this? Your leader. Second point, Barack Obama in his book, The Promised Land, he has mentioned Dr. Manmohan Singh based on his visit to India in 2010, that Manmohan Singh told him after 26/11, army was ready to take an action. But then government, means Congress government of Dr. Manmohan Singh, decide not to go ahead because they thought that the situation emerging out of that may politically benefit BJP. Barack Obama, The Promised Land. And the second sentence, another skirt of that book, Barack Obama has said about Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is like a restless student of a class who tries hard to impress the people or the teacher, but he lacks the substance. Sir, अब तो बताइए साहब, मैंने तो किताब कोट कर दी है, वो भी अमेरिकी राष्ट्रपति की. थोड़ा मुकदमा करिए जाके उनके ऊपर. तो सीधे कह रहे हैं कि
Fali Major, in interview after interview to me, he said for two weeks after 26/11, the entire Indian Air Force was on standby, awaiting orders. You're asking questions about jo uchit ho wo karo, and that was leaving general alone. What was the reaction of the Congress government at the time of 26/11? They didn't call back the Indian Air Force chief. You know, Sanjay Jha, you know, just sit down. You don't have an argument really to save the day. Vivek Silas, my question to you is not just about the heckling. You can ask any question in Parliament, and I think you should have been given a time. Rahul Gandhi should have been given time to speak, because he would have exposed himself. I have no doubt about that. And there was nothing wrong that Narwane ji said about the conversation, because there's nothing more that the political establishment can do than giving a complete carte blanche to the military to take whatever action they deem fit. The strategy has to be an expert affair. But I want to ask you, getting women as shields inside Parliament so that the Parliament cannot run, so that the Prime Minister cannot speak and they are positioned in front of the Prime Minister. To call a fellow traveller and a minister now, just because he has changed his party, as no longer with you, to call him a traitor and then say, "Arey dekho dekho, chehra dekho, arey dekho dekho, chehra dekho." What is this? Heckling, and is he a student union sitting in a college campus?
Navika ji, first of all, I would like to say whatever Rahul ji said was, something that cannot be, approved of. But if we see, if we are talking about Rahul Gandhi.
Bittu ji.
Or Bittu ji, of course. So even if he has left the Congress, he was thrice the member of Parliament from the Congress. Then right now he is in the Rajya Sabha and he is in the BJP, and today he is the Minister of State, although he doesn't have any work. But TDP is here. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu called our Prime Minister Atangwadi. Deputy CM of Madhya Pradesh called Sophia Qureshi Atangwadiyon ki behan. Yogi ji always says, "Saap nevla, garmi nikal denge, thok denge." Inside, so it's either ways, whether it's the Congress or the Bharatiya Janata Party. The language has to be controlled. Abhi सुधांशु जी ने कहा 26/11 में बहुत मजा आया. सुधांशु जी, पुलवामा में मजा आया कि नहीं? पहलगाम में मजा आया कि नहीं? पठानकोट में मजा आया कि नहीं? जहां आईएसआई को आपने बुला के जांच करा दी. संजय झा ने 26/11 का उल्लेख कर दिया. दिल्ली के बम ब्लास्ट में मजा आया कि अभी इंक्वायरी चल रही है आपकी. सुनते रहे हो, हुई कि नहीं हुई? भाई साहब, डिबेट में ध्यान रहता है क्या? नाविका जी,
let me just set the record straight. No, let me just set the record straight. Misquote करना भी, I don't know, अगर ये आपकी strategy है, तो you are misquoting Sudhanshu ji. Sudhanshu ji said the fact that Sanjay Jha brought up 26/11, he has handed him a point to which Sudhanshu ji made the points. He didn't say 26/11 में मजा आया. अब आप हमेशा मीडिया को ब्लेम करते हैं कि मिसकोट कर दिया, आज आपने कर दिया.
देखिए, जहां तक नाविका जी पाकिस्तान का मामला है, तो पाकिस्तान को तो फ्री हैंड है कि अगर उधर से फायरिंग होगी तो वहां किसी परमिशन की जरूरत नहीं है. बट कारगिल वॉर के बाद 1999 में एक कमेटी बनी थी जिसमें प्राइम मिनिस्टर, डिफेंस मिनिस्टर, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, होम मिनिस्टर, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी हेड और जनरल्स बैठते हैं, क्योंकि चाइना पे अगर गोली चलानी है तो सरकार को निर्णय लेना है. सरकार इजाजत देगी हमारी आर्मी को, एयरफोर्स को, कि आप गो अहेड करिए. सरकार ये नहीं कहेगी कि जो मर्जी है कर लो. नो मैम, this is something which is very serious.
I really am getting absolutely fogged. When the Sarkar is saying don't, if it had to say don't fire a single round, that would be the government's order, Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Here, the Prime Minister said go ahead and do what is required. Do they not understand this, or is this deliberate subterfuge to create a false narrative? I really want to know, what do you make of this?
Navika, this is why I criticize the BJP for not allowing Rahul to speak. Because if you read that article, you read the last 2-3 pages of the article. The first 10 pages are pointless sensationalism. The last 2-3 pages, what happens is the author himself criticizes General Naravane for being not critical of the Prime Minister's handling of the situation. Okay, I'm not saying this. It is the author of the article who is saying this. He is saying that Naravane does not criticize Modi's handling of the situation at all. Then he goes on to say that the Chinese retreated to Finger 8, which is basically the 1962 ceasefire line, so no territory loss. So the author himself is validating that. And third, he says that we had gained the upper hand in Kailash for the first time since 1962. Okay, now these are the facts of the matter. Anybody who's actually read the article will tell you that, Rahul clearly has not read the article, nor has he read the book. He's just going by whatever talking points he's been handed over. That said, number 2, this is a very important point. You see, I completely accept Sanjay Jha's explanation that, he was referring to Mr. Bittu in the context of being a traitor to the Congress. But then I want to know, Sanjay Jha, please tell me, what do you consider Mr. Motilal Nehru, who left the Congress on the 1st of January 1923 and created the Swaraj Party because he did not agree with another gentleman, Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's, calling back the Quit India movement as a result of the Chauri Chaura incident. They not only left the party, him and Chittaranjan Das created a new party called the Swaraj Party. They contested the elections also. So please tell me, if under Mr. Rahul Gandhi's definition, Mr. Ravneet Singh is a Bittu, then does the same definition also apply to Mr. Motilal Nehru?
Can I answer you very quickly?
Yes, sir.
Abhijit, you should know this by now. It's nice to make a point, but the bottom line is they were part of the same ideological and political platform taking on the
Oh my God! You know, in which case, Sanjay Jha, you should be calling everybody a traitor. Jyotiraditya Scindia, Jiten Prasada. You should be also calling RPN Singh a traitor. Everybody has left your party and gone because the Congress has lost so many people. Sabhi traitors. Just because they cannot be in your party, so they are traitors. Rahul Gandhi pe kuch bolo, to you people come and say, he's comes from a family of martyrs. So does Ravneet Singh Bittu. Why would you call him a traitor? And I want Somnath Bharti ji to answer that question. कभी सैम पिट्रोडा कह देते हैं 1984 riots, हुआ तो हुआ. कभी कह देते हैं राजीव गांधी जब भी कोई बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है. And then this advertisement where they literally tried to put the onus on Sikhs and said, आप गाड़ी में बैठते हैं, अगर आपका ड्राइवर दूसरे स्टेट से हो तो आपको डर लगता है. What this is the party that is building the country?
You haven't let me point out that the general's book has not been allowed to be published. Very respectfully, I have heard all my co-panelists.
See, the problem is that I have all, stated many times through your platform to the nation, that as and when BJP gets cornered on an issue of importance, Rahul ji comes as a rescuer. What has happened today? See, the entire country was questioning BJP on the US trade deal. Entire country was debating on General Narwane's statement in the unpublished book. Entire country was questioning BJP that what authority Mr. Trump has got to direct India to buy petrol, to buy fuel from Venezuela and not from Russia. What authority Mr. Trump has got to instruct, say the way, the language which he has used in the tweet. The BJP was getting cornered from all directions. So what happened? As usual, Rahul ji comes, gives a statement, says a word, and the entire country's focus shifts to that statement. What are we discussing? We're not discussing that what impact this US trade deal will have on our farmers, will have in our fisheries sector, in the dairy sector. This 18% tariff, which has, it was 3% earlier. It has gone up to 18%. And India had 15% to 70%. It has come down to 0. So this deal, which is so-called father of all deals, is going to be sort of, financial slavery, pushing the India into financial slavery. So we should have been discussing that. Aam Aadmi Party has always stated this, that Congress and BJP, they have an understanding. So the world, the country wants to look beyond.
Somnath Bharti ji, you have no view on the manner in which a Sikh gentleman was heckled and spoken to. उस पे आपका कोई विचार नहीं है. आप पंजाब की सरकार चलाते हैं, पर एक सरदार को गद्दार बोल दिया, उस पर आपका कोई व्यू नहीं है.
मैं कह तो रहा हूं, आप मुझे कहने देंगे तब तो।
नहीं, आप बड़ा बोल रहे थे बहुत कुछ, तो मैंने सोचा कि ये प्रायोरिटी नहीं है आपकी, तो याद करा दूं।
राहुल गांधी जी और मोदी जी दोनों में अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गई है कि भैया जब हम फंसने लगे मैं तुमको जेल नहीं भेजूंगा, तुम मुझे बचा लेना। बट मोदी जी का जुबान क्यों बंद है? उनको
सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
कमजोर कड़ी क्या है उनका?
प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
है या एब्सेंट फाइल है?
Well, please respond. May I also tell you, Somnath Bharti ji, you know the book, and I again, Sudhanshu ji, believe that Rahul Gandhi should have been allowed to speak, because I think the BJP really was on top of that debate, and carte blanche. This is what General Narwane said in his book, that I was given the carte blanche. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, I'm mentioning Cambridge Dictionary because Rahul Gandhi went to Cambridge. Carte blanche means freedom to do as you please. Now, I mean, there couldn't have been more empowerment of Army General than what Prime Minister Modi gave him. But Sudhanshu ji, is there a deal between Modi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji, as Somnath Bharti ji alleged?
Navika ji, you have one thing, that what the statement Mr. Somnath Bharti is making, it shows which type of cohesion they were having when they were in the India alliance. Somnath Bharti ji's party first came into power with the help of Congress party, and last election they fought with the help of Congress party and they lost badly. So that is an altogether a different thing. But one question which you have asked, Navika ji, that if Rahul Gandhi would have been allowed to speak, it would have been politically more beneficial for BJP. BJP doesn't consider those things on the taraju of political benefit and loss. It was the issue of procedure. Any member of parliament, forget about LOP, cannot make an unsubstantiated argument on the floor of the house. It is an established procedure. You have to substantiate. When you are quoting a book, book has to be officially published and available in India. And if it is not available, it was against the procedure. Like, मैं याद दिलाना चाहता हूं नाविका जी, जब सोनिया गांधी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनने जा रही थी 2004 में, तो पॉलिटिकल पंडित ये कहते थे कि सोनिया गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री बनने दिया जाए और देश भर में एक ऐसा एटमॉस्फेयर बने कि 15 अगस्त को एक विदेशी लाल किले से झंडा फहराएगा और उनको स्टेप डाउन करा दिया जाता, तो कांग्रेस और उनको ज्यादा नुकसान होता। सवाल ये नहीं था कि हमें पॉलिटिकल लाभ होता, सवाल ये था कि 3 महीने नहीं, अगर 3 दिन के लिए भी एक फॉरेनर आजाद हिंदुस्तान में प्रधानमंत्री बन जाता तो ये इतिहास में लिख दिया जाता। इसलिए पॉलिटिकल नफा नुकसान नहीं देखा जाता है संजय झा जी। हम लोग देश का, समाज का और संवैधानिक व्यवस्था का नफा और नुकसान देखकर चलते हैं।
मैं इंतजार कर रहा हूं। और कैन आई आंसर नाउ, नाविका?
अच्छा, सिंपल आंसर। और मैं एक और बात बता दूं आपको।
वेट फॉर योर टर्न, लेट हिम कंप्लीट।
नहीं, एक लाइन और बोल दूं, एक लाइन संजय झा जी, एक नाविका जी, एक लाइन और बोल दूं, एक लाइन और। संजय झा जी, ये जो आपने आज पार्लियामेंट में किया है ना, महिलाओं को आगे लाना और वो बैनर लेके आगे चलना, तो मुझे समझ में आ गया ये कहां से आया है। यही तो शाहीन बाग का डिजाइन था। यू हैव ट्राइड टू क्रिएट ए शाहीन बाग इन द पार्लियामेंट। शाहीन बाग वाज द सेम डिजाइन। पुट द वुमेन इन फ्रंट, they were taking the banners and the men were standing behind. The same thing, you again disrespected parliament because banners and posters in parliament are not allowed, and you have pushed your women MPs not only in the well but towards the side of the treasury benches. तो मुझे लगता है ये आपने, अब आप ये बताइएगा, ये शाहीन बाग से लिया था या ये गाजा और फिलिस्तीन में
मॉडल बीइंग used in parliament? Huge charge coming from Sudhanshu Trivedi ji. Respond, Sanjay Jha.
Navika, I request not to be interrupted and kind of curtailed even before I've started.
45 seconds.
As far as women are concerned, Sudhanshu ji, hang your head in shame. You're a decent gentleman. Your party is disgusting and sickening. We know what happened to that unfortunate woman who was raped in Manipur and died without justice. She died without justice a couple of weeks ago, and your government did nothing. And you claim of a double engine sarkar. Shame on you. We saw how you treated women wrestlers. At least the Congress and the opposition is doing things. They're doing political obstruction in a parliamentary fashion. Do not run them down. And you haven't answered the question. Why did Mr. Modi sing and dance in Israel on the instructions of the American government to please Mr. Trump? That has to be answered. Is the Epstein file.
Sanjay,
You cannot
bring
ignore
up
the
all the
Epstein
issues
file.
of women. Let me also remind you, Nirbhaya also happened in your regime. Just reminding you, Sudhanshu ji.
Let him answer on the Epstein file. It's a foreign policy issue.
Okay,
It's
Sudhanshu ji.
संजय जी, आपने इसका जवाब नहीं दिया, मगर चिंता मत करें. Now I will reply. You are talking about Epstein files. संजय जी, अब सुनिए. A conspicuous, suspicious, mentally perverted, charge-sheeted criminal is being quoted in parliament. It was an utter disrespect. And you are talking about his quote. It's totally false. Department of Justice has said that Epstein is making a false and frivolous, sensational statements. And not even a single phone call with Prime Minister. Not even a single email with Prime Minister. Not even a single message with Prime Minister. Not even a single meeting. Or Surya Sanjay Ji, 2017 Israel visit was an official visit of Prime Minister, in which every meeting was official. So there is no mention of any meeting. और सुनिए, सॉन्ग तो एक ही गाया गया था वहां. वो था भारत का नेशनल सॉन्ग, जिसमें नेतन्याहू भी खड़े थे और मोदी जी भी खड़े थे. अब उसमें आपको डांस एंड सॉन्ग नजर आ रहा हो तो हो सकता है आपके नेता को तो राम मंदिर में भी नाच गाना नजर आया था, तो भारत के नेशनल एंथम में भी आपको सिर्फ गाना नजर आया हो तो ये हो सकता है. इस बात से इनकार नहीं किया जा सकता है.
Well, Deepak Reddy ji, in the end, I just want to ask you, are we seeing a spectacle which is unprecedented? Here, where are we taking our parliamentary democracy? One leader of opposition not allowed to speak. On the other side, look at the kind of shenanigans that we are seeing on the floor of the House and outside Parliament. Where are we headed with this? What about the people of India? Do they matter?
Navka ji, what I've seen today is nothing but petulance, juvenile, and I'm pained to say kind of a street behavior. Rahul Gandhi's comments are not just on our leader, but it is a disgrace to the Sikh community, a minority Sikh community. Yesterday, he shown disrespect to our TDP MP, Mr. Krishna Prasad, belonging to an SC community. So his arrogance is something which is disrespectful to our parliament and to the people of India. So today he was talking about traitor. I would like to specifically raise this issue. Those who have given off our land, water and sea, they are the true traitors of this country. And I have a few direct questions to the Congress party. Mamata Banerjee left Congress. Is she a traitor? And Renuka Chaudhary, now the MP in Congress, left our party and went there. Is she a traitor? Similarly, Revanth Reddy left our party and he is the Chief Minister of Telangana. Is he a traitor? And I would also like to ask several BRS MLAs who have won on BRS B form last general election are taken into Congress. Are they traitors, and how you have taken them? Because they are won on BRS B form. And similarly, Mrs. Gandhi has left the Congress party and formed a new party, Congress I, after emergency. Is she a traitor? So one thing I would like to make very clear, an example from Andhra Pradesh, the Sikh community owned a lot of dabas in my younger days in 80s. And Congress party has deliberately told the Congress cadres to attack those dabas and burn them down. And I am a live witness because my family also comes from Congress. So you can ask any old senior Congress leaders, this is a deliberate violence what this Congress people have done across the country. And we are talking about Andhra Pradesh, a combined Andhra Pradesh, then in even rural areas they were attacked brutally.
Well, and while you are answering all the questions raised by Deepak Reddy ji, Sanjay Jha, 30 seconds, please answer. Sharad Pawar left Congress and went out. You're in alliance with his party. Is he a traitor? Mamata Banerjee left the Congress, formed the Trinamool Congress. You are once in a while in alliance with her party as well. Is she a traitor? Please, if Ravneet Singh Bittu is a traitor, please answer all the other questions. You're mute. You have muted yourself, I haven't. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself, sir.
Mr. Reddy from TDP and he called his party called Mr. Modi a terrorist. So do you believe Mr. Modi is a traitor? Answer that as well. On the other questions, it's very straightforward. I'll give you a classic example. Classic example. The Congress party with leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Patel, which fought for India's freedom struggle. Mr. Modi
Sanjay
calls the
Jha,
Congress.
When we go to Nehru ji, your party has a problem. When I ask you a question about all the current leaders leaving the Congress, you go back to Mahatma Gandhi and Nehru ji. आप करें तो ठीक है, हम करें तो गलत है. Well, we did a snap poll by calling Ravneet Bittu a traitor. Has Rahul Gandhi insulted Sikhs? Yes, say 80%. No, say 70% people. Can't say 3%. Well, the jury is out from the people of India. Sanjay Jha, I don't know where your party stands on it. But we leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on debate number 1. On